Hello students, hope all are fine and safe. Children, welcome back to the session. Today we will understand the full chapter, The Cop and the Anthem by O. Henry. Let us check on to what are the points we need to discuss today in this session. Today we will have a recap of session 1, that is the part 1 of the chapter, and explanation of part 2, conclusion of the chapter, irony of the story, and idioms. Children, as I told you in the last class, The Cop and the Anthem is a short story by the United States author O. Henry. So I told you the full name of O. Henry was William Sidney Porter. So who was William Sidney Porter? He was better known by his pen name O. Henry. And then I told you that Porter was born in Greensboro, North Carolina, and later moved to Texas in 1882. I also told you that Porter has written 381 short stories. And Porter's legacy includes the O. Henry Award, an annual prize awarded to outstanding short stories. So this was about O. Henry. And then we will have a recap of this session. I told you, children, that Soapy is the main character of this chapter, and Soapy's main intention is to go to Blackwell's Island. Why does he want to go to Blackwell's Island? I told you that he is jobless and homeless, and he is searching for shelter and food, and he doesn't want people to know about his personal life, so he decides to do something bad so that the cops can catch him and take him back to Blackwell's Island. Let us see to the part 2 session. So in part 1 I told you that Soapy has first plan has few plans, and his first plan was that Soapy executes in order to be caught by the police, that he wants the police to catch him. So he goes to a restaurant to have a lavish dinner, and then later he tells the restaurant that he tells the people over there that he had no money. So this was his plan, that he will go to one of the lavish hotels and he will have dinner and tell people there that he doesn't have money to pay the bill. But seeing his shabby clothes and shoes, they do not allow him inside the restaurant. After the failure of his trick, Soapy decides to try another trick. He throws stones at a white glass window shop at a corner of 6th Avenue, and however in an expectation to be arrested. So Soapy kept standing right, but the cop did not believe. Now we will see the next part of the story, that is Soapy then decided to go to a restaurant, that is a mediocre restaurant that would allow him to enter despite his shabby clothes and shoes. People who went there were not so rich. So Soapy easily entered the restaurant and ordered a big dinner. Having the dinner, Soapy told the waiter that he had no money and expected the waiter to call the cops. However, the waiter only called another waiter, and both of them threw Soapy out of the restaurant. Soapy tried many other tricks so as to be arrested. He pretended to be drunk. He pretended to be a drunk man and stole another man's umbrella, and so on. But everything was in vain. No cop arrested Soapy, and Soapy's heart grew miserable, thinking that he would not be able to reach the prison at Blackwell's Island. Suddenly there is a change in Soapy, children, here. Feeling miserable, Soapy decides to go home, which was nothing but a seat in one of the parks. While walking down to the Madison Square, he stopped in a corner where his childhood home was situated. Soapy had spent many happy moments in that house. Soapy was overwhelmed with these memories. At the juncture, he experienced a change in his behavior. Soapy realized what was wrong in his life: his worthless days, wrong desires, dead hopes, and lost power of mind. Soapy decides to change his life by doing something worthwhile. Soapy decides to go back to the man who some time ago had given him a job. He decides to start afresh from the next day. So as I told you children, here Soapy realizes, so suddenly when he's standing near his childhood home, he hears a song from the church, and there is a realization. He feels that let him get back to work and let him work, and let him make his name in the society. But what happens in the last, while Soapy was lost in his thoughts, imagining a better tomorrow, just then a cop came and started questioning him as to what he was doing there. But I told you that he was lost in his thoughts. When Soapy told the cop that he wasn't doing anything, the cop refused to believe him and put him in the prison. So then, as he had wanted to go to the Blackwell's Island for next 3 months, he was there in Blackwell's Island. So this is the conclusion of the story. So children, let us check on to what is the irony of this chapter. In the chapter The Cop and the Anthem, Soapy realizes he wants a better life, and he's arrested and sentenced to exactly what he wished in the beginning. And again he continues to stay there in Blackwell Island for 3 months. What is the moral we can get to this story, children? See, our goals and dreams, our hopes and our plans for future might play a big role in determining the course of our lives. Sometimes every moment in our life is important, children. So we don't know what will happen to us. So whatever we are doing, we need to think so that our bad desires or our bad hopes, that should not affect our future. So every minute we need to be alert. Sometimes we may not make any mistakes, but maybe we have not planned properly. Maybe that may be the reason. So that is the moral of this story. Children, now we will understand the idioms. So what is an idiom, children? An idiom is a group of words which means something different from its literary meaning. Here in the second image, I am showing you a few idioms. Along with that, there are few examples also here which I will be telling you. First we will see the meaning of these idioms. Pull someone's leg, that is to joke with someone. And another idiom here is pull yourself together, that is calm down. So far so good, things are going well so far. Speak of the devil, that is, this I think commonly you have heard this common idiom, that is speak of the devil, and the devil is here. That means the person we were talking about. And that's the last straw. So patience, talking about patience. So as I told you, idioms is a group of words which means something different from its literary meaning. So children, these were the idioms. Here you can see some more idioms. Break the ice, rain on someone's parade, to spoil something. So children, I think some more you have heard, that is through the thick and thin, once in blue moon, sat on the fence, pull someone's leg, break a leg. So all these are the idioms, children. So now in our online class we will discuss more about this idioms and the question answers from this chapter. Thank you, children.